All right, everybody, let's do this. Okay, so um, this is a live training session, a live Q&A session in my free Facebook group, Tom the Trainer's Tribe. Every single Wednesday, I give the members of the tribe an opportunity to post questions, and then I hop in Wednesday afternoons and I answer those questions. And then what I do is I keep the live training up in the free Facebook group. And then down the road, I take those trainings and I upload them to my podcast. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, the description to join Tom the Trainer's Tribe is in the link of this episode. Pardon me, the link is in the description of this episode to join Tom the Trainer's Tribe. And if you're watching it on my YouTube, my personal Facebook page, or anywhere else, the whole training is not going to be in those areas. So make sure that you check the description and you join Tom the Trainer's Tribe to not only see the entire training, but also have the opportunity to ask your own questions. I'm here to help, but the only way I can help you directly for free is through these live Q&As that I do. I'm really enjoying them. So please join the tribe, ask away. And this is the way that I help all my followers for free. So if you're watching this live, comment live. And if you're watching the replay, comment replay. So we're really not going to waste too much time. Really busy week because I'm doing the free Shred for Santa challenge in Tom the Trainer's Tribe. And it is literally the best challenge that I've ever done. So busy week supporting all the members in the tribe and in the challenge, as well as my own appointments and stuff like that. So we're going to get right into it. Again, watching this live, make sure you comment live or comment replay so that the Facebook algorithm shows it to the other members of the tribe. Ready to do this? Let me grab a glass of water and let's dig in. Correction, that was a really big glass. It's my jug of water. All right. So first thing that I'm actually going to do is because my paying clients get first dibs on the questions for live in the tribe, and just going to check and see if they asked any questions. And I don't see any in there. They get direct one-to-one coaching from me. They get their questions answered directly in the app. They get face-to-face calls. And then there's also private coaching calls for the members of my team as well. So usually they feel pretty supported. And that's part of the reason why I did this, was because it allows for me to help more people with the time allocated for Q&As. It's a good sign, obviously, when clients feel as though they don't need a ton of questions answered. So I thought, why take this availability out of my schedule and just help members in the tribe? So again, if you're not in there, make sure you join. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to organize them in the order of which they came in. And once again, welcome to the live Q&A. So Denise is asking for the best way to kill sugar cravings. So the best way to kill sugar cravings when you're on a diet is finding, in my opinion, finding calorie-free, sugar-free alternatives that are still sweet. So for me personally, when I'm really heavy into a photo shoot prep, I lean on like diet colas and diet, diet Pepsi, diet 7-Up, those kinds of things. Pepsi Zero, 7-Up Zero, and all those like sugar-free, calorie-free drinks that just give you that little bit of a sweet, a little bit of a help curb your sweet tooth, pardon me. And then also I'm really big on using calorie-free flavor syrups. So I talk about it all the time, but it's the most delicious thing ever. I have calorie-free chocolate syrups that I like to put in my yogurt at the end of my night, and it's absolutely delicious. Pineapple's an amazing thing to lean on as well if you've got a sweet tooth. Pineapple is an absolute super fruit. Okay. So I've been eating pineapple regularly. And at times when I have a sugar craving or I'm feeling hungry, I lean on pineapple heavily. And I had a conversation with my wife when I was like, I don't understand it, because it says there's this amount of calories in pineapple, but I can literally pretty much eat as much pineapple as I want. well on my meal plan, and it never affects my success. And then recently, my old coach, who is a really, really intelligent man and really understands nutrition, but he works with pro bodybuilders, doesn't work with general population like I do, did a post about how pineapple has like digestive qualities and digestive benefits. And so that really kind of like tied things together for me, because if it improves digestion, therefore we're digesting our foods better, therefore we are more efficient at burning those foods and those calories. So pineapple is a beautiful thing to lean on, and it's delicious. So like, why not, right? um, I've heard of many bodybuilders talking about eating pineapple, and I just learned it through my own trial and error, right? So that's my best way to kill sugar cravings. And if you found that helpful, just comment helpful. Or if you're finding this helpful already, share this to your story if you're listening to the podcast. All right. So next question. I'm going to go fast and furious on these. I'm getting better at my presentations. And so, yeah, anyways, Dave is asking, what's the best free app for counting calories and keeping track of them? So that's a good question, Dave. Honestly, there's many apps out there for tracking and counting calories. I used to use one back in the day. I've never really used MyFitnessPal much, but I used to use one back in the day. I think it was called My Diet. So it's fine. Like, in my opinion, I think they're all pretty good. I think there is variability, right? And sometimes a lack of accuracy in apps, because you also have to understand that there's like variability and a lack of accuracy in our food in general, right? We all know people who are 175 pounds and diced and lean and barely have any body fat. And then we also know people who are 175 pounds and they're like 25% body fat. So especially when it comes to animal protein sources, there can be some variability in there. That's also why I use my luxury lifestyle allowance with clients. That's one of the factors, is it allows for that variability. And then of course, being able to enjoy delicious refeed meals on weekends, like who's not down with that vibe, right? So when it comes to the best free app for counting calories and keeping track of them, I would probably say it's going to be MyFitnessPal. And the reason why I say it's MyFitnessPal is because MyFitnessPal gives you the ability to build meals that are like handy in your personal database. And then when you eat them, you can track that specific meal. And when you're doing that, it takes away the time allocation of tracking every individual thing. And it also, I think, gives you some encouragement to stick to consistency in your food intake because of that, that simplicity that it creates, right? So I would probably say, if I were to pick one, MyFitnessPal, and you can get free versions of MyFitnessPal. It actually connects with my training app for my clients, for those who want a little bit more flexibility in their dieting. Like my client Miguel, he's a chef. So he builds all these like delicious meals, but he's passionate about food. So he takes the time to do that and he enjoys it. So you can link MyFitnessPal to my training application to track your food, so that I as your coach can see what you're eating. So yeah, I'd say it's the best one, to be honest with you. Sort of. It does have, MyFitnessPal does have its glitches and stuff, but nothing's perfect. And if I were to recommend one, that's probably the one I would recommend, but solely because you can build out meals to find foods and meals and portion sizes of consistent meals that you enjoy and eat them regularly. And then it's simply a push of a button to track that meal, right? So again, the reason that I think MyFitnessPal is the best app for tracking foods is because you can build out meals that you like. And then every time you eat that meal, you don't have to track things individually. You can just track that meal. And I personally believe consistency is what leads to success. And you should be consistent with your food intake. You shouldn't be trying to eat all kinds of different things all the time while making your calories work, in my opinion. You should find foods that you love, meals that you enjoy, that are tasty and satisfying, and eat them often. And then have a weekend cheat meal. That's my biased approach to things, right? It's just too time consuming to track everything individually. Can we all agree that like we're all busy? So the quicker and the faster and the most efficient we can be when managing our food intake is probably or should be priority number 2 next to calories. Does that make sense? Just say it makes sense in the chat. Maybe say MyFitnessPal for the win, just for I don't know, a little bit of humor, right? Cool. So next up, Nicholas is asking a phenomenal question. Nicholas is asking how to deal with foods or leftover foods from the holidays without wasting it. So we're all, by the time people see this or hear it, aside from people watching it live in the tribe, all just had Thanksgiving in the States, right? So everybody in the States just recently had Thanksgiving. And then what happens is you wind up with all this leftover food that, you know, if you consume is going to derail your progress, because it's okay to eat your favorite foods. It's okay to have those holiday meals. It's okay to have those cheat meals as long as they're calculated in your calorie intake, but you shouldn't be eating them regularly, right? So what do you do with that food? Honestly, the best thing that you should do with that food is give it to your guests, right? The best way to abstain and refrain from eating foods that you shouldn't be having is not having them available. So we host Christmas and we host Thanksgiving and things like that. We are sending the goodies away when people are leaving. Take this, take that. People are like, oh, no, you keep it. No, you keep it. And we're like, we're not going to eat it. We're going to throw it out, right? We're going to wind up throwing it out if you don't take it. So you have to be able to have some assertiveness with that. And eventually, like, people are going to understand that you're someone who manages your food intake. And maybe the first few times that you do it, the first few holidays that you do it, people are going to be like, oh, no, come on. Oh, you're fine. And all that stuff that people say. But eventually they're just going to stop, because if you're firm in your stance and you don't give in when they say that, then they'll take it with them because they don't want to see it go to waste. Right. I think like another thing to consider when it comes to leftover food from the holidays, everything comes down to planning and preparing, right? So you should be strategic about the amount of food that you prepare for your holidays so that you don't have a ton of food left over afterwards that doesn't go to waste, right? Another thing that you can do is, you can freeze it. Also, you can make intelligent choices on what you are keeping. Thanksgiving, Christmas, things like that, keep the turkey, right? Send away the stuffing, send away the desserts, keep the food that you can still manage in your diet, right? Let me know if that was really helpful in the chat. And again, if you are finding this to be gold while listening to it on the podcast, when I drop it up in there, go share this to your stories, go send it to a friend. Eric is asking a question. Before I go any further, I want to see some helpfuls in the chat. Are we digging this? Let me know what helps, okay? So Eric is asking, what's something I can do to drink or eat to jumpstart my metabolism right when I wake up? Okay. The best thing that you can do when you wake up in the morning before you do anything else is have a large glass of water. And it's really, really beneficial to start with some activity in the morning. So my son and I, we go for 10-minute walks after we have breakfast before we get him off to school. So if you want to jumpstart your metabolism in the morning, start your day off with a really nice big cold glass of water. It's going to rehydrate you. After you've had your breakfast, take a quick 10-minute walk and get some steps in, because 10-minute walks post-meal are so overlooked. They're so valuable. And I'm telling you, if you're not doing them, you are sleeping on them. you are sleeping on an extremely easy card to play towards your success that's inconvenient, extremely impactful, and will help you build muscle, will help you burn body fat, will help you manage insulin levels, and will also be a win in the day because you said you were going to go for a walk in the morning and you did it. So psychologically, you're telling yourself, I'm somebody who does the things I say I'm going to do when I say I'm going to do them. All right. I think everybody knows that I'm like pretty, what's the word? Pretty, what's the word? Pretty energetic on taking 10-minute walks after meals. And honestly, if I'm this amped up about something something as simple as a 10-minute walk, and I keep pounding it into everybody's brains, and I keep talking about it over and over and over again, there's got to be a reason why. They're so impactful. It's also why we're doing it in the challenge. Also why we focus on step count in the challenge, right? So again, Eric, get up, have a big, huge glass of water. I have too. Have your breakfast. After you've had your breakfast, make sure you've got up early enough in the morning where you can go for a quick 10-minute walk before you have to go to work, take the kids to school, etc. Do that every morning. Man, I'm telling you, you're going to see an impact and benefits. The other thing, if you feel you have a slow metabolism, then you probably do because you're probably not eating enough throughout the day. You're probably not eating frequently enough throughout the day. And it may take some time for your metabolism to wake up after implementing more whole nutritious foods more frequently throughout the day. And if you're eating frequently throughout the day, you will have amino acids present to build muscle, which will increase your metabolism alone because lean tissue increases metabolism, right? And going for a 10-minute walk after those meals helps kickstart mTOR, which is the first step in building muscle, right? So if you feel you have metabolic damage per se, for lack of a better term, start eating more frequently, start eating more foods, start eating healthy foods or low caloric foods that are healthy, eat them often, and eventually your hormones will change. Your ghrelin levels will change, your leptin levels will change, the timing of your ghrelin to signal hunger will change. So the best thing to do to increase your metabolism, if you feel your metabolism is too slow, is not eat less. It's eat more and eat more often while still being realistic about the number of calories you're consuming in a day. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm on a roll here today. I'm just like, bam, I got all the answers. I think 2 weeks ago I was like tired or something like that. And you can definitely see a difference in all of us, like when we're tired cognitively. So loving this training. If you're loving this training, just comment love it in the chat for me. Okay. I'm taking little pauses here and there because I'm big on drinking a lot of water, and I'm taking sips of my water while doing it. Somebody said recommended cardio, and I know who that is. What's up? Wardrobe change is getting hot. Okay. So what's that song? I'm not doing that. I'm just taking off my sweater. Okay. So all right, let's see what we got happening here next. Also, really quick announcement. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, I'm dropping it. So make sure right now that you go to Tom the Trainer's Tribe. The link is in the description. Go to Tom the Trainer's Tribe if you want to see the rest of it and you want to ask your own questions. Somebody saying, tell us about liquid calories, please. So do me a favor, actually. Drop that in the chat